If you're building a career in equity research, investment banking, private equity, venture capital, what are the core skills that you think are relevant there, right? Think about it. You will probably want a little bit around macro understanding, what's happening in the macro environment. You will need an understanding on what's happening in sectors, so industry understanding. You will probably need an understanding on financial statements and financial statement analysis, so that is needed. You will need to know what are valuation methodologies that are used, so an understanding on what kind of valuation works in what sector, what industry, what stage or life cycle of a business. You need to know Excel, financial modeling, in terms of being able to kind of put it all on a document essentially. A bit of presentation skills and understanding about financial markets, right? So these are some of the core functional skills that you will probably require if you're building a career here. But there is a behavioral skill as well. This is not all. A lot of it is there, but these are all functional skills or domain skills that you will learn or you will have to learn if you're building a career here. What is critical, however, is the ability to think like an analyst. That's one key behavioral element that is needed. And the curiosity to dig deeper and ask questions. That's the second key element that is needed. So you will need both of these elements, thinking like an analyst and asking a lot more questions when you see numbers, when you see trends, when you see what's happening in financial markets or what's happening in businesses. You want to evaluate that from the lens of curiosity. These two skills, in addition to the other few, can make or break a career in these segments, right? Now, obviously, the functional skills are available. You can learn across the spectrum of textbooks, videos, courses, and so on and so forth. We ourselves teach a few of them. But it is these behavioral skills that need to be embedded within that learning. When you read an annual report, you need to kind of have the ability to ask the correct set of questions. When you are building a financial model, you need to have the ability to think like an analyst and reason what are going to be your inputs into that model, because your assumptions are going to define what your output is in terms of that valuation. Keeping this in mind, we have designed this program, which is a cohort-based 10 to 12-week program, where we guide and mentor you around this specific understanding, not just learning the core skills of what is needed as a career in these segments like IB or equity research or fund management or private equity venture capital, but also the behavioral part of it, which is how do you really think like an analyst and how do you ask better questions? What is in it for you, right? So you'll get an end-to-end understanding in this program of how to go about understanding a business, a sector, a company, just like how an analyst does. You'll be able to analyze annual reports and conference call transcripts, earnings call transcripts of companies, and defend your data, your research with data. Your opinions will be backed with data. Understand that during the program, you'll learn the practical aspects of how do you apply the concepts that you have learned in theory across various courses. It aims to kind of help you create a thought process that people would want to develop when they're working as an analyst or an associate in these industries. It will help you build a conceptual understanding that you will apply along with your learning when you apply it on live cases or assignments. Through the program, there are a bunch of live cases and assignments that are built in that allow you to kind of use and apply whatever you have learned. How does this work? There are 10 to 12 weeks over which it runs. Out of these, at least on 8 weekends, we have a 2-hour session which happens live online, right? During this, we discuss a bunch of things which are relevant, the thread that kind of links the entire valuation story. Remember, all these areas like financial statement analysis or industry analysis or macroeconomics or valuation, all of these are taught in a disjoint fashion. We bring all of these together and link them through this thread in these live sessions that we do, right? In addition to this, you will get access to about 35 to 40 hours of video content. This will be across 3 of our other courses, which are the videos around financial statement analysis, equity valuation, and investment banking, to kind of build a core framework for you where you can go and look at all of those things. During the live sessions, we will build valuation models on 2 companies, listed companies, one manufacturing, one services, and look at it as an end-to-end process, starting from company analysis to annual reports to going and looking at financial statements, putting the data in an Excel file, building the outline of the model, reasoning out what our assumptions are, reading earnings call transcripts, reading industry reports, before arriving at what is the correct valuation methodology. 2 of these we will do in the sessions. 2 more you will do as projects. A third one, which we will give you a set of companies from which you will pick up and work on. And the fourth one, you're free to choose any company you want and work and build a model. We guide you on these 2 projects. These 2 projects also form a part of your certification. So by the time it finishes, you would have kind of worked on 4 companies and their valuation models if you have actually completed everything that is available. Through the program, there is continuous mentorship by our team. You will have continuous alignment in terms of what is going on. There will be specific short assessments through the period. There will be case studies, assignments and projects through this that come up. And there will be a WhatsApp group exclusive for the set or the community where peer learning happens, where doubt clearing happens, and every week we try and discuss about things related to the market, what's happening in the financial markets, and how do we link all of that into our journey as an analyst or an associate, right? The certification itself is based on 4 components. It depends on your assignments. So 1/4 of your marks come there. It depends on the 2 projects, 25% marks to each of the projects, and then there is final test. No single thing defines how good you are. Once you've finished everything in totality, that's how your certification kind of gets defined. Who's the faculty? I will be the core faculty for this program. I have close to about 21 years of experience in financial services. I have done an MBA and have an engineering degree before that. Have also done CFA during the course of my running FinShiksha. I have had exposure in equity research and fund management, and this is a program, various versions of this, which have been run across a lot of organizations in the investment banking, equity research and PEVC space. So we've been doing this with the industry, and based on their inputs, we have designed this curriculum. We know what the companies need their employees to be ready on, and that is what we are bringing in this particular program, right? What is different in this program than whatever else is available in the markets? It's a completely practical program. At no point of time we're going to kind of delve too much into theory. Theory is going to be used only from the purview of looking at a market example and explaining it. 4 financial models that you will build, 2 with us, 2 completely on your own, right? The content is designed, as I said, based on feedback from top companies or top corporate and the trainings we have done for their equity research and investment banking teams. The idea and the endeavor is to ensure that you build a thought process like a seasoned analyst during this program. That's what the core endeavor would be. It runs, as I said, over a 10 to 12 week period. We run 3 batches of this during the year, and you have access to the entire curriculum for a 3-year period, unlimited times. You can watch whatever you want to, and you have access to the WhatsApp group also during that period of time. Roughly, willy-nilly, you will have to spend about 100 to 120 hours of effort to kind of complete everything during this. And if you complete everything as suggested, then you will be very, very confident of your ability to pick up any company, any business, analyze and build a financial model on that. The details of the program are available in the description. The next batch description is the description also includes the next batch dates and the registration process for that. The program runs on an application basis, so you will have to apply for it, and then we will review it and we will come back and have our discussion with you, and then you can kind of enroll for the program as you go along. If you have any queries, please feel free to put them in the comment section, or you can reach out to us on the IDs details that have been mentioned in the description. Take a look at it. That's it in this particular video. Thank you.